Triple E EDC here, back with another knife video. This is why I'm selling this knife, the ZT 0609 BLK. This is the sprint run version of the 0609 with black titanium and S35VN steel that's coated with a black coating. Now, this knife is actually an excellent knife. I don't have a lot of complaints about this. The reason I decided not to keep it, and I did aggressively try to trade it, I will say, but the reason I decided not to keep it is mainly because I have other knives that fill this exact role that this knife fills, namely my Benchmade 940s. I have several 940s, and they are very similarly sized to this, very similar purpose. I just prefer the 940. I think a lot of people will feel that the ergonomics on this are just as good, if not better, but I just prefer a more fidgety knife. This one has decent drop shot action, but not incredible drop shot action. There is some resistance, but also the flipper does fire pretty hard. It's nice, and it's a nice flipper, nice detent, but it's just not that fidget friendly. So that's the main issue that I have with it, and the main reason I'm going to get out of it is there's a little bit of repetitive utility in it with the Benchmade 940 or duplicative utility, I should say, and the other real issue is that it's just not so fidgety. The whole pivot needing a separate tool thing hasn't really been an issue. There's very little maintenance that needs to be done on this knife, despite the ball bearings. It has been really, really solid, really nice, so I'm not that worried about that. I don't necessarily love their pocket clips, ZT's pocket clips. They're painted, it's like a painted black coating on it. It's not paint, but it's a black coating that chips away, as you can see. And also the billboarding on the clip I don't necessarily love, just because I work in an office environment, so it would be better if it wasn't that. I know I could replace the clip, but I just didn't feel like investing more money into this. I'd rather trade it for something that I'm going to use more often. I did find myself using this whenever I needed something that was thin and light, until I got my Bugout, and my Benchmade Bugout, my Benchmade Bailout. Once I got those two, I had the thin and light covered. I also had the 940, another thin and light model covered. All of those are much more fidgety than this, so at the end of the day, I decided to let this one go. I traded this one actually in a trade plus cash for a new PM2. I just did a video where I traded my paramilitary to the KnifeWorks version, and what I'm getting back in the trade is a 20 CV DLT exclusive with the blade. I'm not sure I'm getting the actual old scales, and then there's some custom scales that are going to be included in that. So it's a nice thing to replace the KnifeWorks exclusive one that I got rid of, and it is something that I think I'm going to use a lot more than this, so I went ahead and did it. In any event, that's really why I'm getting rid of it. I don't really have many complaints about it. I would recommend it to anyone who's looking for something in this size range, who doesn't necessarily need the fidget factor. The blade shape has a lot of utility. The edge is fantastic. The steel's great. The base steel that it comes in, if you don't get the sprint version, which is no longer available anyway, is 20 CV. So the one that is available should be 20 CV. So really, there's not a whole lot of complaints with this, and I would definitely recommend it. I believe there's a couple sprint runs that are still available now, so if you want to go buy it, I think the purple sprint run is still in stock at a lot of locations. It's pretty nice. I know it sort of came out coinciding with Avengers Endgame being released, which made the purple a little bit more popular, but I think now that the sort of zeitgeist has passed by, or the popularity of the movie has passed by a little bit, I don't know that that's a big selling point of the knife, but it looks great on its own. I actually, if I was buying this again today, I'd probably buy that version over the normal version, which is the 20 CV and I guess the brass anodized sort of color of it, just because I think it's a nice pop of color, and it's something different. Since I have a nice size knife collection, I'm going to admit something. I do try to match my knives a little bit with my outfit. Yeah, I'm that It's a little bit weird to admit that, but I do. And if you do, let me know in the comments, because I'd be curious to see who else does that. In any event, have a great day. Go ahead and like, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment. Thanks, bye.